What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We have our list of buffs for Territory Wars for the month of April. We're already in April, and what we are going to see are buffs for certain characters on April 11th and 25th. Now, what this means is that Thursdays and then 2 Thursdays from this one, we will get buffs for certain characters in Territory Wars. So the first one we need to dive into is Han, and this buff is called All Hans on Deck. Very nice pun there from CG. Granted to Captain Han, Regular Han, Stormtrooper Han, Veteran Smuggler Han, and Young Han. Now, at the start of the encounter, each Han takes a bonus turn, and they are able to ignore taunt and land an unresistible stun on an enemy character. This is pretty much like the opening we have for Raid Han right now, except all Hans are going to be able to do this. So you can use this on offense and quickly stun lock the entire enemy team, unless that team is immune to stuns like Darth Revan. So you will get bonuses with each Han on the field. You get a stacking bonus stat at the start of the match, and then there's other abilities that carry on as long as those Hans are active, aka alive, on the battlefield. So with Captain Han up front, he gets a 50% bonus max health, and then other Han allies can't be defeated while he is active. Raid Han, 50% bonus crit damage, and other Hans have a 35% counter chance. Stormtrooper Han gives 50% bonus max protection, and other Han allies grant 10% turn meter when damaged by an attack while he is active. Veteran Smuggler Han Solo, 50% bonus health steal, and other Hans take a bonus turn whenever any Han ally is defeated, again while he is active. And then Young Han Solo, 50% bonus offense, and then while he is active, other Han allies have a 35% chance to assist other Han allies. So, this is gonna be crazy. So the one big thing I want to figure out right away is the Young Han with the assist chance. Is that gonna happen at the start of the encounter? So you have the start of the encounter and someone attacks and does the unresistible stun. Does that mean the other Hans as well can also assist? Because that would be pretty crazy. That'd be a huge amount of damage in just one hit. And also, this looks like a very solid team, and I really wish we get more than just 2 Territory Wars with these guys. As a whole, this team looks really great, but I think you can easily sub out certain characters based on what you have ready to go. Now, the one character I think would really work with this team is going to be a Kira team, the Kira lead with these scoundrels. They gain the bonus crit chance, they score, or whenever they score a critical hit, they recover bonus protection, and they also gain bonuses based on their rolls. Attackers gain 30% bonus offense, tanks gain 60% bonus crit avoidance, and supporter healers can gain 60 bonus speed. So they can get some really solid stuff there. And really, with this team, also, her unique allows her to get bonus turn meter prepared and health steal whenever one ally suffers more than 1 critical hit per turn. So the constant assist and the double tap with Raid Han, you can easily score a lot of critical hits in one turn on a certain character. That's really going to fuel her turn meter, gives her prepared, which she can then use with joint operation to give other prepared allies armor penetration, or she can use it with her AoE Scattering Blast, which can dispel buffs on all enemies. Her lead is going to be really good, I think, for Han teams. I do think she is an easy character to put in as a lead for a full Han team. Now, if you don't have Captain Han ready to go, an easy character you can throw in is a Zeta Vandor Chewbacca, because of his unique where when he is prepared and a scoundrel ally is defeated, he consumes that prepared and revives that scoundrel ally. It's sort of the same thing with Captain Han, but Captain Han's is much easier to use because he just has to be alive. You have to have prepared on Vandor Chewbacca for this to work. So that one will work. If you don't have Stormtrooper Han, L3 will work here pretty well. She gains bonus max health. She can give your team tenacity up. She is a pretty solid scoundrel tank, so she will also work here if you don't have the Stormtrooper Han ready to go. And Veteran Smuggler Han Solo, he's the one you can easily swap out, and you can put in Kira in place of him and use her as a lead. Young Han Solo, without his assist, regular legendary Chewbacca will work great here, especially if you have Kira in the team as well, because Kira will easily be able to get guard from Chewbacca, and then they'll also put guard on Raid Han, and then he can assist both those characters, and the constant critical hits will fuel a lot of bonus turn meter, allowing Kira to move more often, allowing to call in more Chewbacca assists. The synergy, not just within the Han squad, but outside of it, and the other characters you can bring in to really fill out this team, I think that is going to be the most interesting thing here. People want to run a full Han team, but I think that there's going to be other options of characters you can swap in and out and get some really solid options here. Now, moving on to droids. So this one seems odd on face value. Droids deal 100% more damage with attacks not based on health, sorry General Grievous, but have a 50% chance to be destroyed when damaged by an attack. Droids defeated this way cannot be revived. Whenever a droid is defeated, they deal damage to each enemy equal to 80% of that enemy's max health and inflict burning for 1 turn, which cannot be evaded or resisted. This damage cannot defeat enemies. So, if we go and look at the droids, the one droid that really leaps out to me right away as a droid that would work great here is going to be Imperial Probe Droid. If you can find a safe way to drop his health down, I think the laugh from Emperor Palpatine will not trigger the unstable batteries buff. I'm not really sure on that one. We'll have to find that out. I don't think it's categorized as an attack, so I think it's safe here. You can use the health drain from Emperor Palpatine and then prime Imperial Probe Droid for self-destruct. He'll deal massive damage, aka just under 100,000 damage to one target, do some damage to the other enemies, but with this unstable batteries, he will deal a huge amount of damage to the entire enemy team, inflict burning, and I mean, it's a really solid way to use Imperial Probe Droid. This is the one that leapt out to me right away when I saw this. I was like, oh, Imperial Probe Droid, like, this is a go-to thing. You have to use Imperial Probe Droid with this buff. So, Imperial Probe Droid seems like an easy one to go for. Now, a defensive team of droids is going to be really funny to watch because you can kill 1 or 2 droids, but in the process, you can watch your entire team get wiped out in the process because of the massive damage and the burning. Now, the damage can't defeat your characters outright, but that burning damage will tick at the start of your next turn on that character, and if they're at 1% health, that burning is going to kill them. So you can use the burning plus the 1% health from the massive damage from the unstable batteries, and you can easily wipe out another squad with that. So a suicide squad of droids seems like it's going to be really great. Now, I mentioned a moment ago, RIP General Grievous, all of his attacks are based on max health. So he's not going to get the bonus, the 100% bonus damage, because it has to be not based on health. So he will not get that damage bonus, but his unique, if you have the Zeta on it, Metalloid Monstrosity, whenever a droid or Separatist ally is defeated, he dispels all debuffs on himself, resets all cooldowns, and gains a bonus turn. Now, he is going to constantly be draining health from droid allies. Again, I don't know if this is categorized as an attack or not. It wouldn't surprise me if it was, but I haven't really looked at the in-game mechanics to see if this is going to really trigger that droid explosion. But if it doesn't, he can constantly go berserk with this. If you can't target General Grievous, if you can't get him down, and all the other droids around him are dying because of the unstable batteries, you're getting a massive amount of damage from that, and then his AoE attack is going to do a lot of damage as well. So a General Grievous under a bunch of like tanky droids that are taunting and forcing you to attack them instead of General Grievous, he could go berserk under that team and really wreck your face if you are not careful. So I do think General Grievous is still going to have some really interesting synergy here, though of course he is a droid, so he can easily die as well. Remember, any attack on a droid has a 15% chance to automatically defeat them. And last, and what is most likely least, Geonosian ships. Yes, certain ships are getting a buff, and this one actually seems kind of interesting, and it will probably shake things up a little bit, make Geonosians a little more useful. Whenever an ally uses an ability during their turn, all other Geonosians that gained a buff this turn assist, dealing 200% more damage and max of 1 assist per ally per turn. So, what this means is that the basics on Geonosians, they actually provide some really interesting things. The first one is Sun Fac. His basic can inflict target lock when attacking out of turn. Geonosian Soldier can remove turn meter, doubled against buffed enemies with his basic, and Geonosian Spy actually deals 50% bonus damage already to buffed enemies with his basic, so he can do 250% bonus damage when called to assist with that buff and everything. So your Geonosians, if you can get them buffed during an ally's turn, that means they can be called to assist and deal some massive damage. Now, what does this mean? It means you're going to need to find some ships that can put buffs on Geonosian ships really quickly. And the first ship that really jumped out to me as a good synergy thing here, especially with Sun Fac, is going to be Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter. With his special, Wings of the Republic, he can dispel all debuffs on target ally and grant them taunt and protection up for 2 turns. You can use this to do a forced taunt on Sun Fac, then have him automatically target someone because of the buffs on him, deal that bonus damage, and then apply target lock. So he will work really great. He can be an easy shoe-in, and he can fly in, he can heal protection and health with his reinforcement, and then he can throw taunt on Sun Fac, force Sun Fac to assist, and then do that really nice damage. So he's an easy one, but the one I think people are really going to gravitate towards is going to be Scimitar. And that's because Scimitar can put buffs on the entire ally team with his special Slip Through. Target ally gains protection up and retribution, all other allies gain stealth. You can bring in Scimitar as a reinforcement or something, have him put the protection and retribution on Sun Fac, and then put everyone else in stealth. The other Geonosians are going to get stealth, Sun Fac's going to get protection and retribution. They can all then assist and do a really solid amount of damage. So, I mean, anything that could throw out buffs to the entire team is going to work great here. And then you can go and even get Rebels. This is one I think would be really interesting, is Static Jammer calls a target ally to assist. They also gain stealth, and you can then force the assist because of the buffs. And then also Phantom 2 special, with the one under Ezra, maximum impact, can grant all allies crit chance up for 2 turns. If he gives everybody the crit chance up, you can then get all those Geonosian allies to attack, and it's going to do a lot of damage at that point. Plus, they're probably going to land critical hits. Now, in terms of what fleet to run them under, I think the easy one is going to be Home 1, but I don't know if this is going to be better than your Millennium Falcon teams. So if it's not going to perform better on offense than your Millennium Falcon teams, I'm not quite sure that it would be best to throw them under a Home 1 team. I think Home 1 with Millennium Falcon and the Rebels, that's still going to be your premier defensive team. I think the Geonosians, that could be a really solid defensive team. The constant buffs and the assists can really do a lot of damage, and especially if you can get a lot of AoE buffs out on the team, that is really going to be able to get a lot of buffs and assists and really help keep that team up. I think a Thrawn or a Tarkin team is probably going to be your best bet for this kind of team. Yes, I don't have Emperor Shuttle activated. I don't really have a need for it because I have Millennium Falcon, so there's no need for me to activate the ship. So a Thrawn or Tarkin capital ship with Geonosians, I think could be a solid defensive team, but I do think that if you don't have Millennium Falcon, the Home 1 ship with the Geonosians is going to be an easy shoe-in. The constant assists, they gain the bonus crit damage with Home 1 because they are assisting. They're also gaining protection up. It really seems like Home 1 is going to be the go-to ship for Geonosians, but if you do have Millennium Falcon, I'm not sure it's going to be better. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. Let me know down below in the comment section, what buffs do you guys want to see? Do you guys like these buffs for Territory Wars? Let me know all that stuff down below. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and as always, I will talk to you guys later.